name is Frederick Law Olmstead. After many years of debating with one of my colleagues, Charles Brace of Manhattan, New York, a staunch abolitionist, we decided I should travel into the southern states and see it firsthand. Charles arranged a meeting with Henry J. Raymond, editor of the New York Daily Times. Raymond decided to hire me to write a series of articles on my observations in the Cotton Kingdom. The letters would be published as a column in his paper. He was no doubt influenced by the book of observations that I have recently had published, because we had barely been together 5 minutes when he agreed to the project. The work was based on my observations of the countryside in England. I left Washington on December 11th, 1852, and moved through Virginia for a month, reporting candidly about everything I experienced. Nothing I experienced thus far had prepared me for the Rip Van Winkle wilderness of North Carolina. I suffered several setbacks on account of the local, shall I say, transportation system, or lack thereof. While leaving Raleigh on a stage line that moved only a few feet per hour, I decided to forfeit my $2 fee and walk the stage road through the longleaf pines. My 21-mile journey ended when I arrived at the stage stop, a place called Barclay's Inn. The trip had taken me all day, and I was still there ahead of the stage.
Hello, is this the Barclay Inn?
Yes, it is.
Are you Miss Barclay?
Yes, I am.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you have a room available?
Yes, I do. Come on in.
Thank you.
Come warm yourself.
Thank you, ma'am.
Children, come eat.
After supper, I was led outside. My bedroom was a house by itself, the only connection between it and the main building being a platform or gallery in front. A great fire burned here, also in a broad fireplace. A stuffed easy chair had been placed before it, and a tub of hot water, which I had not thought to ask for, to bathe my weary feet. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the stage finally arrived at Miss Barclay's, and one of the gentlemen I'd met in Raleigh was so tired that he just dropped prone on the floor in front of the fire and slept. He had eaten nothing since breakfast in Raleigh the previous day.
At one point, the driver got off the box and struck one of the poor sick horses he called Rock with a fence rail and actually knocked him down in the road. Another time, he got off the box after we had fresh horses and they stalled, and he took them out of the harness and turned them loose without offering and without answering any inquiries from the passengers. Found a dry spot, lay down on the ground, and went to sleep. Wow. One of the younger passengers walked the rest of the way here to Mrs. Barclay's, obtained a couple of mules, which were used to draw the coach to the building this morning.
After suffering the ride from Weldon to Gaston, we hit a large pine root in the road, and I had to get out and help turn the car back up, and then we went back into a slosh pit. I just said enough and decided to walk. Do you know who owns that line?
Yes, I know him. He is a cheap scoundrel who only buys horses that are too sick to work or that are ready to be killed. He says they're going to die anyhow, so why not kill them on the road? I'm afraid there's no way for recompense, since he'll never answer to your request. And the only other mode of transportation in this area, excepting the Cape Fear on a log raft. Are you writing about this area, Mr. Olmstead?
Miss Barclay, I'm going to have a lot to write about tonight. Whew. You know, I was thinking that there was more farming here, but it seems to be just mostly turpentining.
Yes, Mr. Olmstead. You'll find very few slaves in this area.
Is there any cotton?
Very little, sir. Mostly, everyone dips of the pine resin that's transported in wooden barrels down the river to Wilmington and then shipped to England. Tar, pitch, and turpentine everywhere. Some have 1 or 2 Negroes, but you'll not find a big store here. My son will take you out to the pines while you wait on the noon stage to Fayetteville. It should be here about 3 o'clock.
Miss Barclay, you're a genius. This is the best town I've been in since I came from Washington. Great establishment. What do I owe you for this visit?
$1, Mr. Olmstead.
$1? Why, I paid $2 just to walk here from Raleigh.
Well, on your way south, you'll pass the Turlington Stagehouse and then the town of Aversboro, where there is a post office and refreshments, if you are a partaker of alcohol. But it is my opinion that you stay close to the stage roads where the Christians reside and refrain from your urges of visiting the taverns. Not much goes on down there but what is evil, and you're liable to get struck by a lead ball.
That's a town of sorts.
3rd largest on the Cape Fear, after Wilmington and Fayetteville. Just stay away from the docks. All sort of men get off at the rocks. In the early days, it was the last stop up the river before the locks. Plenty of trouble can be found in Aversboro.
Aversboro, is that a family name like some other towns I've passed?
Yes, Mr. Olmstead is named in honor of Captain Alexander Avery. He led some of the men of this valley at Widow Moore's Creek Bridge down near Wilmington during the Revolution. He gave the land for the town. But if you do find yourself in a tavern at the docks, don't bring it up. Talk of the war is forbidden by nearly all the tavern keepers. Causes a great deal of trouble. You see, the men on this side of the river were rebels, and those on the other side were loyal Tories. Their families have been in a sort of feud ever since. They will likely pin you to a wall and press you as to your family's affiliation. Then there's the white trash that lives in the pine woods and sheds. They work for the turpentiners, but only long enough to get enough money to get drunk, and then the fighting gets started. Just stay out of the taverns, Mr. Olmstead. Take my word as good.
You got that right, Miss Barclay.
Hurry, sir! The strain is grievous after walking down that hill. Hurry, sir! Every stinking man here is constipated. Come on!
Get a preacher.
I'm not from here. I don't know where a preacher is.
Oh, I'm done. Oh, Lord, I know I'm done.
Go to town, get a preacher.